Rapper Young Thug will appear in court this morning. The rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams Jr., was arrested Monday on a 56-count racketeering indictment.
That indictment alleges his YSL record label is a criminal street gang that has committed murder, assault, and threats of violence.
No, I'm gonna be honest, man, it's not looking good for Young Thug. It's actually looking scary as hell, honestly. Yesterday, Thug, along with 26 people from his YSL crew, got indicted on RICO charges. This is a pretty crazy one, so yeah, let's talk about it. No, this Young Thug and YSL arrest is definitely a crazy one, man. Yesterday, Young Thug got arrested in his Atlanta home and was taken into custody by the feds. He was booked into the Fulton County Jail and got hit with RICO charges. If you ever hear the word RICO in an arrest, just know that it means shit is about to get really scary. Before we get into it, let's go over the basics. What is a RICO charge? RICO is a Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's what it stands for. It's a federal law that was designed back in the 1970s as a strategy to fight organized crime in the United States. It's a strategy, a federal law, whatever you want to call it, the feds use whenever they want to take down an ongoing criminal enterprise. In this case, the criminal enterprise is YSL, aka Young Slime Life, and Young Thug is one of the 3 founders of this, what the feds claim to be, criminal organization. This RICO case consists of a couple things, the base of it being an 88-page indictment where Thug is included. Some of the crimes in this 88-page indictment: murder, armed robberies, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm, and theft. As for the murder part, let's talk about that. In this indictment, Young Thug is being accused of 2 different incidents as it relates to murder. One of them was an attempted murder and the other one was, well, murder. The first one being this: 2 of Thug's associates allegedly asked Young Thug for permission to murder another Atlanta rapper, Lucci, who's currently behind bars. As for that story, this is what happened. On February 9, 2022, Lucci was reportedly stabbed behind bars. According to him, he was allegedly stabbed from behind while he was on a video call with someone on the outside. Lucci sustained some injuries to his head after the stabbing, and he ended up receiving medical treatment for it. Now, where does Young Thug come in? Well, Young Thug and Lucci, for anyone who doesn't know, are beefing. They've been enemies as far as we know since 2017. Don't want to go too deep into the history of that beef just so we can stay on track, so let's not digress. Essentially what's going on is this: Thug is being accused of giving a green light to put a hit on Lucci behind bars. So Lucci getting stabbed behind bars, prosecutors are claiming that this attack was greenlit by Thugger himself. Another attack Thug is getting accused of orchestrating. By the way, this time it wasn't an attempted murder. We're talking a full-blown murder where someone actually ended up getting killed. On January 10, 2015, Donovan Thomas Jr., 26 years old, was shot to death outside of an Atlanta barbershop. 2 other people, a man in his 20s and a 14-year-old, were both shot in the leg during this incident, but Donovan was the only casualty. The police at the time stated that they did not believe it was a random shooting at all. Seemed like it was targeted to them. Donovan Thomas suffered from multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. He ended up getting rushed to a hospital in the area, but unfortunately later was pronounced dead. Now, how does the man Young Thug himself come into the equation here? Well, according to the feds, Donovan Thomas Jr. was a rival gang member, so he was Thug's op. As far as Thug's involvement in this is what they're saying. According to the authorities, okay, they're claiming that Young Thug rented a vehicle, specifically a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan, and this car was used as commission for the murder of Donovan Thomas. So essentially, this vehicle was used as a form of payment for getting the job done. Something else that happened as it relates to the murder of Donovan Thomas: around 2 weeks after he got killed, according to prosecutors, Young Thug put up an interesting video on one of his social media accounts. This is what he allegedly said in that video. So a nigga lie to their mama, lie to their kids, lie to their brothers and sisters, then get right into the courtroom and tell the God's honest truth. Don't get it, y'all niggas need to get killed, bro, from me and YSL. Not sure exactly how what Thug allegedly said could be related to this murder. In this case, we would obviously need some additional context, but this is an ongoing case, so we'll find out exactly what it's about down the line. By the way, the feds have been paying close attention to Thug's social media posts throughout this investigation. They've actually submitted his social media posts as evidence in this case. Another post prosecutors have brought to the surface is a photo where Thug was wearing red clothing and flashing YSL gang signs. They're claiming that this photo is, and I quote, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. So Thug flashing gang signs on social media is going to be used against him in the court of law. Apart from Thug getting arrested by the feds actually picked up Gunna as well. Gunna is obviously a part of YSL, so this shouldn't be a surprise. Gunna yesterday actually surrendered to the authorities in Fulton County. He, just like Thug, got hit with this RICO charge. As for Gunna's involvement in this alleged criminal organization, I really don't know. But Gunna's been around Thug since way before he blew up. Thug practically took Gunna from the streets and put him in a position to make some money for himself, so he's obviously very close to whatever Thug got going on. So we got Thug, Gunna, and 26 other YSL members who got arrested. And this right here, man, is a really big arrest. I don't really think people realize the weight of this case right here. This is not something that's just gonna go away soon. I want you to think about the fact that they've been building this case against Thug and his guys for years. The prosecutors are saying that the crimes in this indictment first were committed starting in 2013. So they've been at this investigation for quite a while. If it took them all these years of investigating to get here, how long do you think it's going to take for this to completely go away? I'm being very, very, very optimistic when I use the word go away, by the way. At the end of the day, man, this is a RICO case, and you don't want to get indicted in a RICO case. Let me just put it like that. The fact that close to 30 of Thug's guys got arrested in this fashion, I could be wrong, but I highly doubt Thug is going to be able to get out of this unscathed. Also, I just want to emphasize the fact that 28 people altogether, 2 of those being Thug and Gunna, got arrested. I think you know what this means. Cell phones have been tapped, okay? Any text messages, phone calls, all that, it's all there. With this being the case, considering the fact that Thug is being accused of renting that 2014 Infiniti and using that as a form of payment for the murder of Donovan Thomas, what tangible evidence do they have that connects Thug to that particular murder? A couple things I'm thinking about off the top of my head. Was that vehicle rented in Thug's name specifically? Since it's included in this indictment, presumably it was. Second of all, what proof do they have that Thug used the vehicle as commission for the killing? Are there any text messages, anything on the iCloud, okay, aside from the rental? Were there any additional payments that were made to the person who pulled the trigger? Also, and this is very important, the person who killed Donovan Thomas, are they amongst those 26 people who got arrested? Hypothetically speaking, if they are, I think you know what this means. Somebody's gonna be singing like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't for a second believe that all those 26 YSL members who got arrested will stay quiet. A lot of rappers always talk about their guys and their gang being down for them at all times. Okay, my guys won't fold under pressure. Now that only applies when you're not locked up inside a cage facing 25 to life, because when your guys are met with the reality that they possibly might spend the next 30 years of their life inside a cage, there's gonna be a lot of talking going on, ain't no way around it. So the question for Young Thug is, how loyal are his guys? This is the reality Thug is faced with right now. He's in a very scary position as we speak. He doesn't know what evidence the prosecutors have against him. He has no clue if all of his guys are gonna stay quiet. If any of these crimes that he's being accused of was committed by any of those 26 people, what's gonna happen when they get bribed with a lesser sentence in order to take down the head honcho, Young Thug? Also, another important point, since we're talking about 26 of his guys, Thug is gonna have to prioritize who he takes care of first. So whoever gets prioritized and gets taken care of by Thug, they'll probably stay loyal. But on the other hand, whoever doesn't get prioritized, well, they just might be in that interrogation room singing like The Weeknd as we speak. Because we've all heard this quote, but it's very true. People are only as loyal as their next meal. So if that next meal is not coming, why should they stay loyal? Also, another aspect, 26 of his guys getting arrested means 26 different people need legal representatives. Not only is that a lot of money, but it's a lot of resources that he, Young Thug, is going to have to run through in a very short amount of time. Who's to say people won't start talking before that? Who's to say one of his guys hasn't already talked? I think this right here is the scariest moment in Young Thug's career right now. His anxiety levels are probably through the roof as we speak. Ain't no telling how this is going to end for him, but one thing's for sure, it ain't looking good for Young Thug. But yeah, Young Thug, Gunna, and 26 other YSL members got hit with RICO charges the other day. It's looking really scary for Thug, Gunna, and all the YSL members right now, but specifically Thug, who's being accused of greenlighting one attempted murder and using a rental vehicle as commission in another murder. Like I said, man, it's looking scary for Thug. But anyway, any thoughts on this Young Thug arrest? What do you guys think the outcome of this RICO case will be? Do you think Young Thug is gonna get out of this unscathed? Or do you think he's gonna face time? Curious to hear what you have to say, so yeah, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and like this video. Let's subscribe about this.